Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my November update of my rolling 5-pan project pan. I can't believe I'm giving my November update. After this update, we'll have one more update in the beginning of December, and then we'll have the finale at the end of December, and then we're on to 2026 panning. Life is flashing before my eyes, but here we are. And I have a super exciting update this month because we not have only hit one new empty, but we have hit 2 new empties. So project panning this month really went well for me. It was a great month for panning because not only did I hit 2 empties, which we will get into, but I feel like a couple of other products are very close. So I'm feeling really happy about where we stand. But before we jump into that, let's just do a little catch up. I would love to hear from you all. Just one thing in the comment that you really enjoyed in the month of October. I obviously enjoyed hitting some empties, but I also went on a couple trips with my family, one trip to Shenandoah, one trip to a lake house with my friends and their family, so I really enjoyed that. And I think I've also mentioned in some of my other videos or my shorts, I was asked by my leadership at work to take on a new role. It is a lateral, but it's a lot more visibility, and it just feels really nice that they have that confidence in me, because sometimes I don't know if I have it in myself, but it feels really good to be kind of handpicked for something like that. So those are my 2 really good things that on top of panning I've been enjoying in October. And one more thing before we get into the panning content. I know you all have been hearing me. I've been plugging all my shorts content, and I decided, since I was posting that type of content more, to start a TikTok. And so I've done that, and I have like no followers over there, which is totally fine. That's how you start. But I would love if you all enjoy me and enjoy my content to follow me over there. I will say it's pretty much the same thing you're seeing over here on YouTube in terms of short form content, but hopefully at some point I'll have a little bit of time to differentiate the 2. But really at the end of the day, if you like me or like my videos and you just want to support me as a human being, I would really appreciate it if you'd go over there and follow me there. I'll put the details on that in my description box, but that's all I will say about that. But thank you if you do decide to follow me. I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and talk about this exciting update because I can't wait to share it with you all. I'm gonna first start with the products that are not empty, and then we'll talk about the products that are empty, and then we'll roll 2 new products in to replace them. So starting first with my Marc Jacobs bronzer, great month in terms of the amount of usage on this bronzer. I used it 20 times. As we can see, the pan continues to grow, and I say this every video, but I continue to really love this product. I feel like it performs really well. I think it looks good when I'm a little bit tanner, and when I'm a little bit paler, I feel like it works just across the board for me, and I've been really quite pleased with it. It is truly amazing how much product is in here. I've been using this all year, and I still feel like I could probably use it for another year, to be honest. I think I was feeling a little bit more optimistic at the beginning of the year of being able to finish this. Over the last few months, have come back to reality and realized that's not going to happen. I usually hesitate to repress, but I feel like it might give me a better sense of where we stand if I were to repress this sooner rather than later. So we'll see. It's not crumbling though, and so I don't usually like to repress unless the product is crumbling. So I have not made any decisions there, but I'm feeling a little bit more open to it than maybe I normally would, just based on how the product's looking. I expect to see this in some form of 2026 project pan, but in general, I'm very pleased with just the progress that I've been able to make thus far in 2025. Moving on next to my Avon eyeliner. I'm really excited about the progress on this one. It's getting harder and harder to honestly use, which was the whole point. I said I would roll this liner out once I am not able to sharpen it anymore, and I used it 13 times this month, and I did sharpen it, but I need to grab my shirt like this to get enough grip on it to be able to turn it in the sharpener. So it's getting very close to being done, and I'm so excited. 13 uses is like very high for this product. I definitely started focusing on it, and I think I'm gonna be able to say at the end of the year that this one is done, just because it's even hard to get out of like the lid itself now. So we're getting very, very close, but I'm so excited that we are almost there on this product. I think I rolled this in last month. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I used this one 18 times, and we are down to here. Now, Granted, when I rolled it in, we weren't much higher than that. I feel like I'm also going to be able to finish this one by the end of the year as well. This is a longtime favorite of mine. I love this setting spray. It's so easy to use. I love the finish on it. I love the product itself. So I'm very happy to be working on it in this project pan. And originally I didn't really have a plan to roll this in, but then I realized how close I was to actually finishing it this year, so I decided to roll it in to make sure I focused on it and actually got it done. And I think we're gonna be able to do that just being able to see the progress that I've made in the last month on it, and the fact that, like I said, I very much enjoy using it, so it's not like it's hard to use every day when I'm putting on makeup, because it is something that I would just grab for whether it was in this project or not. So really excited on this, that hopefully we'll be able to see another empty in the next month or so. It would be great to be able to say at the beginning of December that this one's empty, but I'm not sure. But I know by the end of the year that I'm going to be able to say that. And now we can jump in to the exciting part of this video, which is the 2 products that I have finished that I get to roll out and roll new products in their place. The first is my Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I use this one 10 times to get an empty, and as you can see, I use my beauty spatula to completely clear the bottom and the sides just up to here. There is some product around the sides here, but I literally tried like 10 different ways and I just couldn't quite get anything in there just based on the angle, but there really is not that much product there. I did my best to get every possible bit out of here, and I'm so excited that this is now an empty. I will say that I kind of like went back and forth on how I felt about this product over the lifespan that I owned it. I loved it at the beginning, and then I thought it was a little cakey, and then I'd say over the last few months I fell in love with it again. I think I rolled it into my Shop My Stash before I rolled it into this Project Pan project, and realized that like I really loved how it was applying on my skin, and that is what prompted me to actually roll it into my Project Pan, because I was enjoying it so much. I would say it's so much easier to use a product in your Project Pan when you want to use it, and I was feeling like I wanted to use this. So I'm really excited that I was able to finish up. And then my second empty is actually my NYX Fat Lip Drip Oil. This is, I think, my second lip gloss that I finished this year. I'm so excited about that. I took out the stopper and then used a beauty spatula to clean the inside of this out as best as I possibly could. I have loved this product. I feel like it's been so easy to wear, and I could wear it many different ways. I could wear it layered on top of a lipstick or a lip liner. I wore it a lot on its own. So it's really been great to have in this project, and a lot of times I would just throw it in my work bag and wear it at work on a regular basis. I really enjoyed this product for panning, particularly because you could actually see the product going down as I used it. Sometimes product, like for example, this sticks to the side, so you can't actually see how much you're using, whereas this one or something like a setting spray, you can see the product as it moves down, and I feel like that's super satisfying, and for me very motivating to be like, oh, I only have that much left. It's always funny though, like once you get to the end, how much you actually have left, because I pulled the stopper on this and then it took me forever to using like a beauty spatula to clean out what was in there. There's always so much left in there even after you pull the stopper, and the doe foot can't reach anymore. I felt so funny at work like digging it out with a spatula and putting it on, but hey, I did what I needed to do to get it done. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but I used this 28 more times this month to be able to hit the empty. So I'm really excited about the fact that I have 2 new empties and I get to pick 2 new products to roll in. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at my planning to pan list and make a decision from there. If you follow my channel, then you know that at the beginning of the year, or really end of the year prior, and I think this year I did it in the middle of the year, I work on this list called Planning to Pan, where basically I take a look at my collection and decide on products that I would like to finish for the year, or at least roll into a project pan. And at the midpoint of this year, I realized that I had at least rolled everything into a project pan, if not finished it, other than 1 product. And so I decided to take a look at my collection again and add additional 4 things into my Planning to Pan. So where we stand is I still have that 1 product left on my original Planning to Pan list, and I have 3 products that I could roll in from my July Planning to Pan list. The Charlotte Tilbury setting spray was the 4th product, so we still have 3 other ones that I could roll in. Okay, so the last product on my Planning to Pan list from the beginning of this year is my Tarte C Hydroflex Serum Foundation. Now, I didn't roll this into my project pan yet this year because I don't think I had any foundation in my project at the beginning of the year, and then I rolled this one in. So it didn't make sense to be working on 2 base products. I just focused on my Makeup Forever one. So now it makes sense to roll this one in to replace this. I don't know, honestly, if I can finish this up over the next 2 months, but I will say I am hopeful because I don't feel like there is that much product left in here, but we will see. I'm really excited to be rolling that one in because that means of the 9 products that I decided to add to my planning to pan at the end of last year, they've now all been added to a project pan. And now I have to choose another product to roll in. So my options are a cream blush, a highlight, and a lip product. And I just finished a lip product, and so I was debating on maybe will I roll in the lip product, but at the end of the day, I'm just gonna choose a product that I really like because I don't think I'm gonna finish any of the 3 that I have listed here. So it's really just getting progress for next year. And I have been loving this blush from Merit in the shade Stockholm. I've used quite a bit of it already. This used to be like much more of a mound, and it's much less of one now. And while looking at this, it might be not the best blush for the holidays. I just have loved using this over the last several months in a lot of my Shop My Stash project pans, and I think it's gonna be really fun to just keep getting some good use on it towards the end of the year and see what I can potentially do to maybe set myself up to pan this next year. So I've decided to just go with something that I really like since I only have 2 months left of the year to work on it. And these are the 2 new products that I'm rolling in to replace my 2 empties, which, like I said, I'm so excited about. Really excited for my next empties video because I think I'm gonna have at least 3 makeup products in there, which is super exciting. And then if you're not aware, at the end of the year, I also always do a big makeup empties. So these products will be included in that as well. And that's always interesting to kind of see because I add up the cost of the products that I finished versus the cost of any makeup that I bought this year, which is always an interesting comparison, especially when I do it year over year as well. So a lot more to come in my panning projects for the end of the year. I feel like the end of the year is like the best time for project panning, and to have this momentum going into the end of the year is like super exciting, especially because I'm feeling really good about my setting spray and my Avon eyeliner, which, you know, we know how long that I've been talking about this one. So really good stuff to close out 2025. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate every single one of you and all your comments and all your thumbs up, and just the fact that you continue to support me over here on my little channel, my little corner of the internet. I think that it is so fun that I get to talk about makeup with you all. So thank you for allowing me to do that, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye.